be 73 once the NFL season starts. He brought in Chip Kelly, which was the head coach of the 49ers and the Philadelphia Eagles, a losing record as the head coach. 3 years in Philly, I believe he was 28-26, and then when he was in San Francisco, he was 2-14. He then ran off to UCLA to coach college football since 2018 to 2023. Wasn't terrible, right? But still kind of got, yeah, whatever, right? But then he went to Ohio State. As you know, Mark, I coached 4 or 5 kids that played on Ohio State last season. 3 of them, which were on the offensive side of the ball. They hated Chip Kelly. There's a reason why Chip Kelly wanted out of Ohio State, because nobody could find that common ground with him, right? The one thing that I think makes a coach great is your ability to connect with players and actually talk about them, about life and in general and whatever, right? Chip Kelly thinks he's greatest thing since sliced bread. But when you look at the NFL landscape, Mark, and you look at this team like the Jets, they were 5-12 last season. They have yet another new coach. You have the Browns. They were 3-14 last season. Yes, I understand they went to the playoffs a couple years ago and last season or whatever, but players want out. Most notably now, Myles Garrett. He wants out. Jacksonville Jaguars, 4-13 last year, got a new coach. Trevor Lawrence, highly overpaid, overrated. Your man, Wayne G, said, if you built a prototypical quarterback in a lab, Trevor Lawrence is the man, the myth, the legend. Trevor Lawrence is going to be great. Eat your words now, Wayne G. The Las Vegas Raiders, 4-13 last season. Oh, but Buck, we have a top 10 defense in the last month of the season. You guys suck. Stop. 4-13. New head coach, new general manager. You got your same crap-ass defensive coordinator, which was 15th overall the last 2 seasons. Stop it. And you still have no quarterback. And then you have the Chicago Bears. They're 5-12. They have the new head coach yet again, Mark. They have a new offensive coordinator yet again. They have a new defensive coordinator yet again. But honestly, a team that could probably turn it around next season, it's not going to be the Jets, not going to be the Bears, not going to be the Raiders, not going to be any other team that I mentioned. But the team that I am most kind of think that has the most upward projection of these bad teams might be the Jacksonville Jaguars. As much as I hate Trevor Lawrence, I think Trevor Lawrence is going to get benched. Insert Mac Jones, baby. Best pickup trade ever, right? And then not Travis Etienne. Both of those guys need to be cut. Trevor Lawrence and Travis Etienne need to be gone. Once those guys are gone, and I believe, what is the Jacksonville running back's name that had all those yards last season? Why am I drawing a blank on his name? No, it wasn't Etienne, because Etienne was hurt most of the season, and his backup came in.
Bigsby?
Yeah, Tank Bigsby, right? As long as Tank Bigsby and Mac Jones is able to start next year for the Jacksonville Jaguars, they will be the real deal. So you are saying the Raiders have the best chance to turn it around. I'm saying the Jacksonville Jaguars have the best shots to turn it around. But do you really think the Raiders or the Jaguars can make the playoffs, Mark?
I think it might be a longer plan than we think. It might not just be next year for playoffs for these teams. Maybe the Bears, I think they have the most talent out of all these teams.
Yeah, the Bears have the most talent and they're most overpaid. DJ Moore is the 5th highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. And what has he done for the Chicago Bears? Jack and shit, right? Let's just be honest. But when you look at the NFC, Mark, the NFC is kind of pretty loaded, right? Because next season, barring any crazy-ass injuries, you could pretty much put the Eagles in there. You can put the Lions in there. You can put the Commanders in there. Probably the Minnesota Vikings. And then after that, you got your Bucks, the Rams, depending on what they do with Cooper Kupp and Matthew Stafford. And I still think the San Francisco 49ers will be back, right? They'll be back in their swing of things. So when you see those 7 teams, you hear those 7 teams, the Bears would have to knock one of those teams out. Who do you think it would be?
I'm not sure about the Niners. Like, they're going to pay Brock Purdy all that money. I mean, if they do that, they're screwed. They're going to not be good for their long run. Their window might be closed.
Their window might be closed because Aaron Rodgers is coming into town. Aaron Rodgers is going to make a trip to San Francisco or Minnesota. But I think the Jacksonville Jaguars have the best shot to turn it around because the AFC South sucks. Let's just be flat honest. The AFC South sucks. The Houston Texans, way overrated, way overhyped. I told you guys that last year. Way overrated, way overhyped. Now they did win the division like I didn't think they were. I thought the Colts were, actually I thought the Titans were going to win the division. Badly wrong on that one. But the Titans suck, the Colts suck, and the Texans are highly overrated. If the Jacksonville Jaguars can just play a 500 schedule, they're going to win.
But then that means you're banking on Liam Cohen turning around Trevor Lawrence and him finally being the quarterback that we all supposed to see.
No, I am banking on Liam Cohen cutting Trevor Lawrence to go to the Dallas Cowboys. And Mac Jones will be starting, and he will lead the team to the playoffs. So, guys, in the comments below, we know we have some bad franchises out there. We have the Jets, we have the Bears, we have the Raiders, the Browns, the Jaguars, and the Raiders, just to name a few. Who do you guys think out of those 5 can actually make it into the playoffs next season? And Seth says, let me be perfectly clear. Mark, Seth is a Broncos fan. He is your boy. He says, screw the Raiders. He says, I got to know how much more clear I can make it. Screw the Raiders. Not wrong there, Seth. John says TB12 is going to turn it around in Vegas.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Guys, Tom Brady is a minority owner. He's like 5%, right? He's very, very
Well, Mark Davis is
owner.
inept, and he's letting him control all the football stuff.
Yeah, but still, he can suggest something. Like my wife can come to me and said, I think you should clean in the house. Like, look, girl, you know your role. You go clean that shit. And then, of course, 5 minutes later, I'm cleaning the house. But that is not how it works, right? But yeah, I don't know how much Tom Brady can actually say, because I don't know what the whole conflict of interest thing is, because I'm very, what's the word I'm looking for? Not concerned, but I'm intrigued by it. How can he be a broadcaster, go to these ownerships or go to these coaches and talk to them to get insights of the broadcast and still be an owner? Do you know like how he can do that and how that's not a conflict of interest?
He has specific rules of what he can and can't do. And there's a lot of restrictions that he has.
Maybe that's why he's so bad at commentating.
I don't know. Like, I'm kind of curious what he's going to do. He's like an owner of the Raiders. He's a broadcaster. It's like, dude, pick a lane.
Yeah. Know your role, jabroni, right? Know your drone. And Laura says, Mark, did you bump your head? Raiders? Really? The Raiders? Let's be honest, Laura. He had to choose between the Chicago Bears, the Jets, the Jaguars, and the Browns.
Yeah, it was rough pickings.
It was kind of a who is the lesser of the 5 evils there, right?
Trust me, I don't want to give them any credit.
And John says the refs stopped us, meaning the Raiders, from beating the Queefs. Here we go again. And John says, so Trevor Lawrence is backing up Dak. No, John. It's going to be a 3-team trade. Dak Prescott's going to the Las Vegas Raiders. Max Crosby is going to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is going to the Dallas Cowboys. My man Charles says,
NBA now, huh, Buck?
What's that?
It's the NBA now in the NFL.
Yeah, why not? Charles says, Myles Garrett to the Eagles. I've been saying it all year long. And Charles, you are smoking up the wrong tree, man. The Eagles are not going to get Myles Garrett. It's not going to happen. And John says he still has more rings than Kermit. Meaning Tom Brady. Okay. Four now. 7 years versus 30. Whatever. All right. Next